When Wang appeared on stage with tears streaming down his face, fans knew something extraordinary had just happened. What followed was an emotional revelation that shook everyone to their core. Don't forget to subscribe right now, because what Shinu said in that moment not only changed Dylan's life forever, it left the entire world speechless. Wang, the heartthrob known for his charm, talent, and mysterious nature, has always been one of the most private stars in the entertainment industry. Despite the intense spotlight on his personal life, he's always made one thing clear in interviews and press appearances: marriage was not something he saw in his future. Again and again, he'd shake his head when asked about settling down, always answering with a casual grin, "I don't think I'm the marrying type." But behind those words was a deeper story. One rooted in childhood pain, fear of vulnerability, and the heavy burden of expectations that fame brings. For years, fans watched as Dylan fiercely protected his private life. He built walls that seemed impenetrable, walls that even love couldn't easily break down. Until Shinu came along. Their story started like a fairy tale. Two bright stars brought together by fate on the set of Meteor Garden. From the very beginning, the chemistry between them was undeniable. But what few people realized at the time was that something deeper than on-screen romance was blossoming behind the cameras. Friendship, respect, and a quiet emotional connection that would slowly change everything. As the years went on, the two remained close. While rumors swirled and fans speculated, Dylan and Shinu kept things low-key. Never denying. Never confirming. Just quietly growing closer in a world that constantly tried to pull them apart. And all the while, Dylan held firm to the idea that he would never marry. Love? Yes. Commitment? Maybe. But marriage? No. That door, he had said, was closed. That all changed one quiet evening, during a moment that wasn't meant for cameras or headlines. It was just the two of them, sitting in the garden behind Dylan's house. The sky was clear. Stars above, silence all around. And then Shinu said something so simple, yet so profound, that it shattered the walls Dylan had spent years building. She looked at him, not with pressure, not with expectation, but with sincerity. And she said, "I'm not asking for forever. I'm asking for right now. And if that moment becomes forever, then maybe it was always meant to be." Dylan was stunned. He later confessed in a tearful interview, "It was like the world stopped moving." That sentence, it cracked something open in me. For a man who had always seen marriage as a trap, as a cage, those words offered a new perspective. It wasn't about signing papers or meeting society's demands. It was about choosing love, moment by moment, with someone who never demanded anything except honesty. That conversation marked the beginning of Dylan's transformation. Insiders close to the couple say Dylan began to change in subtle but meaningful ways. He started opening up more. Not to the public, but to Shinu. He began journaling, reflecting, even writing letters to himself about the future he once thought he'd never want. He started dreaming about a house with laughter, a kitchen filled with warmth, a shared bed where worries melted away in whispered conversations under the covers. And then, one day, something extraordinary happened. At a private fan event, where Dylan was scheduled to make a rare appearance to celebrate a career milestone, he shocked everyone. Halfway through his speech, he paused. His hands were trembling. His eyes welled up. And with a shaky voice, he said, "I need to share something I never thought I'd say in front of all of you." The room fell silent. The energy shifted. And then, he broke down. Tears streamed down his face as he admitted, "I swore I'd never get married. I thought I didn't believe in it. I thought I didn't need it." But then Shinu said something that changed my entire world. The crowd gasped, not just at the mention of her name, but at the rawness in his voice. "She didn't ask me to marry her. She didn't even ask me to change. She just asked me to be present with her in that moment." And that moment became the beginning of everything. Fans wept. Staff members backstage reportedly stopped what they were doing, overcome by emotion. This wasn't a scripted reveal. This wasn't a publicity stunt. This was Dylan Wang, vulnerable and wide open, telling the world that love had transformed him. Shortly after that appearance, the couple was seen together more openly. They didn't try to hide anymore. Shinu was photographed walking hand in hand with Dylan outside a small bookstore, both smiling, both glowing with a new sense of freedom. When asked by a fan if they were finally together, Dylan simply smiled and said, "It's not about starting something new. It's about recognizing what's always been there." The world watched as their love blossomed in real time. And fans weren't the only ones moved. Fellow actors, producers, and even veteran industry insiders began sharing messages of admiration. One director who had worked with both of them in the past wrote, "I've seen many love stories in this business, some staged, some fleeting. But Dylan and Shinu? They're the real deal. That kind of love doesn't perform. It simply exists. And it continues to exist, quietly but powerfully." Dylan, once guarded and emotionally reserved, now speaks openly about what Shinu means to him. In a recent magazine feature, he was asked if he believes in marriage now. He laughed, nodded, and replied, "I believe in love. If marriage is part of that, then I won't run from it anymore. Shinu didn't change my beliefs, she gave me the courage to face them." Shinu, for her part, has never made it about changing Dylan. Her quiet grace, unwavering support, and deep understanding of who he truly is have made all the difference. She didn't force him to believe in forever. She invited him to believe in now. And now has become everything. Fans have taken their story as a source of healing and hope. One viral comment read, "Dylan Wang's story gives hope to those of us who've loved people with walls around their hearts." Sometimes, love doesn't tear down walls, it waits until they're ready to be opened. And so, this moment, this tearful confession from a man who once said never, has become a defining point in celebrity romance. Not because it's flashy or perfect, but because it's real. It's raw. And it shows that even the most guarded hearts can learn to trust when the right person simply sits beside them and says, "I'm here." As for marriage? Rumors are already swirling. Friends of the couple hint that something special may be in the works. A private ceremony? A symbolic vow exchange? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, whatever Dylan and Shinu choose to do, it will come from the deepest, most authentic place in their hearts. Because their love story isn't about fairy tale endings. It's about brave beginnings. It's about two people walking slowly toward each other, year after year, never rushing, never forcing, just trusting. Until one day, the distance is gone, and all that's left is love. And if this emotional journey has moved you even half as much as it moved us, then make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Because Dylan and Shinu's story isn't over. It's just beginning. And we'll be right here, sharing every beautiful, tear-filled moment as it unfolds.